Do you get scared when something new or exciting happens in your life? Do you freak out when stuff starts going well? When things start to align? Do you run at the first sign of happiness? Does it overwhelm you when things aren't actually bad anymore and things are actually starting to go well for you? A lot of the times, because of our familiarity with the old ways, because of our trauma and pain, we tend to freak out when something good comes into our lives, something new comes into our lives, because it's different, because it's not like anything we've ever known before. It's alien. It's like, what the fuck? You've been actually praying for something for so long, and then it comes and it's so fucking unknown that you run a fucking mile, or you create scenarios for things to go wrong. You sabotage. You self-sabotage. Now, this can be in any area, relationship, career, or otherwise, but because it's so unknown, you run for the hills, because it's not what you're used to. It's not anything you've ever known before. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach, and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. Because of our pain, because of our trauma, because of our experiences, when something different happens, it freaks the shit out of us. We're like, what is this alien concept? What is this new territory? Is it for me? Do I belong here? You get this kind of an imposter syndrome. But an awful lot of the time, it's like, why isn't it going wrong? Why isn't this the way the past used to be? Why isn't this person or situation like what I've known before? And even though it's something we've prayed so long for, we've been manifesting so long for, when it comes, we run the fuck away. And we create these scenarios, we pick on everything, we create red flags. Do you know what I mean? Our ego mind tells us all the things that could go wrong. And we freak the fuck out. And this is it. We literally do not know what to do. And I find this with women especially, and it's probably the same for men. It's literally like, we've been so used, a woman keeps saying, oh, I need a bad boy, I need a bad boy. No, we don't need a bad boy. We need a fucking emotionally intelligent, awakened, good man, not a fucking asshole. And this is it. Our interpretation of bad boy, what is that? It's actually a fucking asshole, somebody who disrespects you and treats you like shit. Women don't want that. We want somebody who matches our frequency. But we've only ever known bad boys. And I've seen this so many times. When a good guy comes into a girl's life, she fucking's like, I got the ick, he's too nice. And you're like, you've been looking for nice, and you run from it. And this is the thing. It's like so unfamiliar, because we've been so used to, in the past, being treated disrespectfully, being treated with abuse and fucking asshole behaviour, that if we don't get it, we feel like that's not normal. And that's so fucked up. Like, our vision, our reality of love is abuse. So if we get treated with love, we freak the fuck out. And it's the same, it's not even just relationships. It can be with anything. It could be friendships even. But career as well. We're so used to working those old reality jobs, like factory jobs, those 9-to-5 jobs. And then when you start to build a ladder or become a supervisor or a manager, or if you start your own business, you freak the fuck out and you're like, that's not me, or is it me? And if you don't realize that, this actual reality is you, and the old reality is the imposter. You get me? We think we don't belong in a loving relationship. We don't think we belong in our own business, or we don't belong in this abundant world, because we think we belong in that darkness, in that fear-based energy, in that toxicity, in that abuse, in that trauma, in that pain, in that lack, in that fear, in that doubt, in that, scarcity. That's what we believe we deserve, because we spent most of our lives in that environment. But this is a false reality. And this is the whole concept of healing, getting to a stage where you can welcome in the reward. You know, because like this is what happens with my journey and has happened with my journey, is that literally you're manifesting, you're healing, you're manifesting, you're healing. And then all of a sudden your big manifestations start to come in and you're like, fuck, I can't do this. And you freak out and you go back a few steps, which is fine because you're going to move forward anyway. When it's your soul's path, when it's your divine purpose, when it's your divine relationship, it can't but work out. So even if there is that setback, that imposter syndrome, those delays, this is all part of your journey to make you better prepared for what's ahead. This is it. We need to prepare ourselves, heal ourselves fully enough that we can actually welcome in these abundant new beginnings. And this is the whole thing around the heart chakra. You see, when we're going through this ascension process, we go into we're after releasing so much from our past. We're after letting go of a lot of people, a lot of situations, a lot of scenarios. We're often isolated and we're often alone. So to kind of come out, you know, this is the way I see it. It's like, this is the analogy I had this morning. It's like you're a turtle and you're living inside in your home and you're after going through an awful lot and you don't want to come out for a while. So you're in isolation, and then all of a sudden you think you're ready. You're ready to come out of that hermit phase, and you stick your head out of your shell and there's a big pot of gold in front of you. And you're literally like, oh shit. And you come back in and you're like, I'm not ready. You know what I mean? You've been in this cocoon mode. You've been in your shell for so fucking long. You've been doing the work to get that pot of gold. And then you come out and you see the pot of gold and you fucking run for the hills. You run so fast. And you know, I don't fucking run, but I'm fucking running. Do you get me? This kind of energy. So it takes a long time, and like a lot of time then you just peep out at it and you might touch it a little bit and you come back in and you're like, oh, I'm not ready. This is why healing is so important. We need to get ourselves ready for this reward. You know what I mean? We need to break down the walls, and this is it. Like, because we've been in that cocoon mode for so long, we've been in that shell for so long, we put these walls around our hearts. We really do. Why do we do it? We do it because we think we're protecting ourselves. But what are you protecting yourself from? If you live with a closed heart, you can't give love, you can't receive love, so you're living in a darkness effectively. Do you know what I mean? We're like afraid if we open our heart, we're going to get hurt, the past is going to repeat itself and stuff like that. And that's fair enough, but it's lonely, man. You know what I mean? Like, isn't it better, and I keep saying this and I keep trying to say this to myself, isn't it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? Like, no matter what the outcome, you know, we can't see the future, like, you know, but well, we can sometimes, but like, you know, we can't fear taking that risk in case we get hurt. We're actually hurting ourselves by not taking the risk because we're preventing ourselves from feeling that love, you know? And this is all self-sabotage mechanism, is keeping those heart walls up and not letting in that love, picking on every single thing. And this is not even just about romantic. This is everything. Love is an energy. It's not about romantic love specifically. It's about everything in your life. You can't welcome in those abundant opportunities if you keep your walls up. And if you keep nitpicking. This is what we're doing. We're literally, the ego mind is coming in saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. Why do you deserve this? This is the stuff that you've known in the past. And all the past shit comes back in then. And it's like, I can't move forward. Then it's the same with love. It's like, you don't deserve love, you're unworthy of love. Why do you think that you're going to get a healthy relationship after all of your past being toxic? This is what you know, this is what you're used to, just go back there. And this is the ego mind keep coming in. This is the self-sabotaging we do then. We end up running from the good that's coming into our lives. We end up creating scenarios that don't even exist as a way of saying, and this is it, like, we literally sabotage the thing because we believe it's going to fuck up anyway and hurt us. So we may as well just rip the Band-Aid off now. Hurt ourselves now so that we're not hurt at the end. Why are we always thinking like that? Like, why can't we just say, I'm going to let this in, I'm going to feel it, I'm going to be happy, and whatever happens, happens. You get to have fun in the meantime, instead of literally staying in your fucking cage and not being happy. Because that's what you're effectively doing by sabotaging these things. So what is the reason for your sabotage? This is where we need to ask ourselves these questions. What is preventing you from receiving this reward? What is still holding you back? You know, what beliefs are making you sabotage this? What feelings are making you feel that you're unworthy of this? Because this is why self-sabotage comes in. It's that feeling of unworthiness, but also the feeling of that familiarity. You know, we're starting this new career, we're starting this new relationship, and it's nothing like we've ever known. So it fucks us up if we're not ready to fucking receive. This is it, like. We need to get ourselves into that position where we can receive, that we feel deserving to receive, that we feel like we can actually step into this new reality and finally let go of that past. So what parts of you are making you self-sabotage? Why are you running? Why are you sabotaging? What do you actually... Ask your ego, ask your own mind this. What are you actually fearing? Are you actually... we think we're fearing being hurt, but are we actually fearing happiness? Because it's unfamiliar. Like, you know, we're in we've gone into that cocoon for so long to do the healing required to receive abundance, to receive love. But when it comes, we freak out. Why? Like, why? Because the healing has been done. The transformation is complete. The past cannot repeat itself because you're a different person. You've awakened to a new reality, the real reality, right? You cannot repeat those same mistakes because you're an evolved human being. You're more aware. You can go into every single scenario aware, awake, as a changed, enlightened, evolved person. You're not going into these scenarios as your old version. So you cannot repeat the past because you are not that person anymore. You have grown. You have healed. So you actually have manifested this new life that you want, that you deserve, that you belong to. But then effectively, what are we afraid of? Because it can't go wrong. Your destined path cannot go fucking wrong unless you revert back to your old ways and, you know, stay stuck in that old reality. This is it. If you choose to stay in the past, that's the only reason the future will fail. Because we're on this new trajectory. We're in this new timeline. So what are we afraid of effectively? We're afraid of success. We're afraid of love. We're afraid of happiness. Because this is what these things will give us. Because they're alien to our past. Do you know what I mean? So when you actually sit there and say, hold on now, this stuff isn't the same as my past. This is not a toxic relationship. This is not a job that's out of alignment with my soul. These are certain things that will make me happy. So we're afraid of happiness? Are we? We're not really, are we? We kind of are, because it's unfamiliar. Do you know what I mean? So we need to start to to wake up to that. We keep creating these scenarios, sabotaging the situation, fearing that this is going to happen, fearing that this is going to happen, fearing that this is going to happen. And this is all this past belief and this past energy. But that can't exist and it cannot happen. So remove the fears for a minute. Because they can't actually happen. We're sabotaging, we're creating fears that don't exist. Fear is a choice. We are fearing something that hasn't happened and may not ever fucking happen. You know what I mean? For our future situations. We're afraid of the past repeating itself, but we cannot repeat the past if we move forward with awareness. Do you get me? So fuck the past for a minute. This is not here. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So ask yourself, when the past cannot exist and cannot repeat itself, what are you afraid of? Because all that's left is happiness and love and abundance. So release that hold of those fear-based energies. Release that self-sabotaging behavior. Stop creating the worst case scenario, because it cannot fucking happen unless you go back to the past, unless you choose to stay in the matrix, unless you choose to stay in that scarce reality, that lack mentality, all of that. That's the only reason, or the only way, that the future energy, the future relationship will fuck up, is if you don't choose it. But we're not, there's nothing actually to be afraid of, except for unfamiliarity. But yeah, so like, ask yourself, what are you actually running away from? What are you so scared of? Why are you creating the negative and the positive? Why is it? Like, I'm asking myself this as well, like, why? Why am I running? Why am I scared? Why do I keep fixating on the worst case scenario? Why don't I visualize and fixate on the happy ever after? On the life of my dreams? On the shit that I've been manifesting for these last fucking few years? This is the reality I've created. This is the reality I deserve. This is the reality destined for me. This is the reality I've always fucking wanted. Why the fuck do we run? Why the fuck do we sabotage? This is why the inner healing is so fucking important. We need to heal this shit around our heart. We need to release those blocks that are fucking holding us into that past. And we need to embrace this opportunity with open arms and an open heart. Because we fucking deserve it. You deserve it. You've been working so fucking hard all this fucking time. Now the reward is here. We need to be ready to embrace it. So let go of those pains, those thoughts, those traumas. This shit cannot repeat if you continue on your journey and continue to be aware of how you're feeling and what you're doing. The past will not repeat itself. Fuck that shit out the window. Stop sabotaging the best thing that will ever happen to you because of the fear of the unknown. And start to just get excited for life. Embrace these opportunities. Welcome in this love, this abundant life with open arms and an open heart. We are the ones that are in our own way. And this is the energy I'm getting at the moment. Like, I've just done another video about releasing the past to welcome in the new. This is what's happening. This is our problem. We're holding on to shit from our fucking past that no longer fucking serves us to prevent us from moving forward. We're sabotaging the best things that are coming into our lives because of this old energy that's still holding us fucking back. Release that grip. Be ready, open your heart, heal those fucking wounds and embrace the new opportunities coming into your life. Stop sabotaging the greatest thing that is ever going to happen to you. Stop sabotaging the thing you've been dreaming of your whole fucking life. This is why it's so important to do that inner work, so important to do that inner healing, so important to release that pain and trauma from the past. Because this is the reason we're so scared of the unknown. It's because of what we've been through. But we deserve it. We've been fighting so long for this opportunity, this abundance, this love. Be ready when it comes. Let those walls down and let it fucking in. Because you deserve it. You've done the hard work. You've gotten to where you are now. You are ready. You might not think you're ready, but you are ready. You are ready for the blessings on their way to you. You just need to get out of your own way. Stop sabotaging things that aren't actually fucking wrong. Stop creating the scenarios that you fear. Because what you fear, you attract. And just start having blind faith, as I said in another video. Just close your eyes and hope for the best. That's all you need to do. Don't be afraid of what could go wrong and start getting excited about what could go right. Don't be afraid of the past repeating, because it will not repeat. You have manifested in this new life. You have created this new reality. You've become the best version of yourself in order to fulfill this dream. So do the inner work required to break down those walls and to be able to receive that abundant blessing on its way to you. Because you do deserve it. You really do. Just because it's alien doesn't mean that it's not for you. Because technically we are aliens compared to the old versions of ourselves. We are this new high vibrational version of ourselves. We deserve this high vibrational love and this high vibrational life. The past does not exist because that version of you no longer exists either. So open your heart. Don't sabotage the good things in your life and welcome in these new beginnings. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help in your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.